Good morning, everybody. I'm in downtown Maysville, Georgia. It was incorporated as a town in 1879, and it was named after a railroad guy with the last name of Mays, so they called it Maysville. But it had an earlier start than that. It became a village in 1847, and it was called the Brick Store in 1869. Apparently, it was the only brick store for miles and miles and miles around here, so they called it the Brick Store. The railroad came. There was a guy by the name of Mays that worked for the railroad, and from what I understand, they decided to call this Maysville. There is a rumor that it was called Midway at one time, but I believe that they were actually referring to Gillsville instead of Maysville because there is a Midway church in Gillsville. So I think when they were on the train and before they stopped, they said, "Oh, this must be called Midway because it's midway between Lula and Harmony Grove," which Harmony Grove was Conference, Georgia. The cool thing about Maysville is part of it is in Banks County, the other part is in Jackson County. This restaurant right here, Summer at Sean's, which I have not been in yet, but I hear there's good music and it's a great place to be. They actually have a free bluegrass jam in June 4th there, so I think that'll be pretty interesting to go to if I'm around and about for that. Um, but anyway, inside of here though, there is actually a line that goes down the floor and divides Banks County and Jackson County. So that side is Jackson County, this side is Banks County. So this is just a really cool little town. There's not as much to it as there once was. One time, Maysville was a booming town. They had like 4 cotton gins and 4 doctors, and they had dentists and they had lawyers, and they were just very busy. They had like 2 banks even. And I'm just going to show this to you. I think this is really cool. If I can get it to. I've always wanted to go up there. I heard that it was a speakeasy at one point. And guys, I'm using a selfie stick. I'm still learning this thing. But yeah, it was a speakeasy at one point, is what I've been told. But that, who knows? You hear about things like that all the time, right? So this behind me is now City Hall. At one time, it was a bank, from what I've been told. And there's actually a coin shop right here. And this right here was actually used as the jail at one point. But you can tell it was the service station also. And Maysville is a very busy little town as far as traffic. There's a lot of hustle and bustle going on. A lot of people come through here to get to other places, of course. So a lot of truck activity and people trying to get to work. So anyways, this is our post office right here. By the way, I went to school in Maysville, Georgia, and I graduated from 8th grade at the Maysville Elementary. Back then it went to 8 grades. So I'm kind of aging myself a little bit, I guess. But then again, a lot of places might not have done that. Over here we have a Mexican restaurant. And there's a salon. I don't know if it's still open or not. But, hey, it's pretty cool. I'm going to show you this side for a minute. This little building right here, I've always been fascinated with. I've always wanted to buy it. I thought it'd make a great art studio. I don't know, maybe a herb shop, something cool like that. But it's just been sitting dormant. It's like we got these really cool little buildings here that just, there's nothing in them. It's just sitting there wasting away. One time we had a lot of antique stores and stuff. But this is the other side of Maysville. There's a Amy's Closet right there. I've actually been in that little boutique and bought some clothes and stuff there. And then next to that, we actually have a Bryson's barbecue that I've not been in yet. I want to say a realtor or somebody took over the green building. I'm not sure. And then there's a little cafe in the blue one. I don't know that it's still open either, but it was pretty good. The Fat Finch, I don't think it's open anymore. The other building, let's see if I can, to the right of the Fat Finch, the last one there, the guy apparently won't sell. And it's like, think about your community. There could be something really cool in there. It's just, of course, it's decapitated and everything. It's like falling in and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want it to collapse like the building next to it did. There was a building to the right of that, and just out of nowhere, it just collapsed one day. So I just hate to see that happen. I really do. I am so not used to using this selfie stick, so I know it's making the camera really wonky, so I apologize. But they built this cute little gazebo here a few years back, so that was really cool. There's a park near Maysville called Hurricane Shoals, and Hurricane Shoals was once considered holy land to the Creek and the Cherokee Indians, and they could meet in peace there. And so that was really cool and wonderful until the whites, the settlers, came in and desecrated the land. There was to be no blood shed there, but white settlers, they see a bear up in a tree, they're hungry, they kill it, so therefore blood was shed there and the land was desecrated. So there you go. So Hurricane Shoals is a cool place to go, though. It really is. There's a covered bridge there. There's an amphitheater. There's an old grist mill. It was actually one of the first settlements in Jackson County. It wasn't the first settlement, but one of them. And so it's a really cool place. There used to be a barbecue restaurant here, but I don't know, it just didn't make it, I guess. It was really good. So I enjoyed it a lot. So anyways, we're going to do a little bit more walking here, and I'm going to show you this old church over here. If you ever get a chance to go to Hurricane Shoals, go. They do Civil War reenactments. Over here in Banks County, there was a little skirmish during the Civil War, and it was the Battle of the Narrows. And it was, like I say, fought over there in Banks County, which part of this is Banks County, so they do the reenactment over there at the Art in the Park every September. So check out this church. It's a cool church. It's for sale now. And the people who bought it had renovated it, and we're going to use it as an event center for weddings and things like that. But I don't know, maybe it just didn't make a go. A lot of things in the area sometimes don't make a go, and I think that's what discourages people from buying these buildings and doing something with them. So it's sad but true. But you can even see, like, backside here. You can see, like, the building. Let's see if I can get over here. There used to be a building over here. Oh, no, sorry, it keeps going wonky like that. But it used to go all the way out this way. And I don't think I told you this, but Maysville burned 2 times. The second time they didn't rebuild. So that's part of the reason that it's kind of in the state that it is. They just got tired of rebuilding. So they decided, hey, we're not going to do this no more. There's so much money going out to trying to keep everything going. And I'm sure insurance didn't, people didn't have insurance back then, right? So if you lost it, you lost it. So, but it's a really nice little quaint little place to be. It's not a lot of crime here. Of course, I hope I'm not jinxing it by saying that. Here is a Heritage Cherokee place, building. He does some really good work in there. Very good work. So, anyway, This doesn't conclude quite yet the tour of Maysville because we're gonna walk on up here, but it's a cool little town. When I was a kid here, I played basketball in middle school, and we would have to walk to the old gymnasium all the way down that way. And the coach always told us if we walked from the school that is that way, all the way down there, that we didn't have to run during practice, so most of the time we walked. But if he found out that we hitchhiked a ride on the school bus, it didn't count. So, sometimes we would do that. Sometimes we would talk the school bus into giving us a ride down there. We would put our thumb out, and school bus driver would take pity on us and let us do that. It was pretty cool. Some good times here in Maysville. This is a antique store down here. And I always thought this building was kind of cool too. There's several buildings I would like to buy in Maysville. And if you notice down that way, that was an old store right there. And there's a wall right there. And that would be where there were some more buildings, and they would have went all the way this way. So I'll show you this side over here. Maysville had like 2 banks at one time. That Amy's Closet that I showed you down there was once a bank. And so just some cool stuff. We're gonna jaywalk here real quick. I don't want to go all the way down there to do that, but we got the police department right there. It's just a really cool little town. Come check it out sometime if you're ever riding through. So, we got Lee Davis Studios right here. He actually has some pretty big talent that comes through here and records. They record their music here, so every once in a while you'll see somebody famous over here. So it's just a little hidden away, but back in the glory days, Maysville was the place to be. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.